No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go! Adventure time! Off we go! Off we go! Off we go! Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go!
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. I'd like you to explore these rooms. There are 2 puzzles located at the far end. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. A tried and tested adventurer, I see. So, let's see you in action. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest, let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them.
Another thing for the don't understand. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta...
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking for... Unless you can...
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You! You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or
Listen, sister, your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it!
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it! And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy!
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, but for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... you're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural... But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Huh? Things feel... Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to... Albedo, Paimon really wants to be...
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean, at the time I've spent traveling with you in the future, if the need arises, well... I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Look at that! Looks like someone made camp here. Are other people adventuring nearby? Let's see how our fellow explorers are doing. Hey, it's Sucrose! Are you here to explore the snowy mountain too?
You scared me. Please, don't scare me like that. I was giving my research report some much-needed consideration.
But you were just standing over there, staring into space.
Not at all. I was just thinking of a name for a new subspecies of sweet flower I propagated. It has seeds that are 4 times as large as normal. Oh, are you interested? Wonderful. It's a shame. If I wasn't coming to this mountain, I would have brought some samples with me.
Yeah. Weren't you doing research in the city?
Timaeus and I were helping Albedo organize research data. Timaeus just left, in fact.
Sure didn't.
He said that he wasn't as sharp as Albedo when it came to data. By quite a long shot, in fact. The significance of some things Albedo is able to grasp almost immediately, but we, on the other hand, take considerable time. Timaeus seemed rather depressed about the matter. He said he was going to take a walk, so I'm currently settling the leftover affairs myself. I was originally going to take a look around myself after finishing up here, but unexpectedly, I gleaned some interesting data from these... But, well... guess my search for secrets will have to wait.
Secrets? Ooh, what secret?
Actually, do you two have time right now?
Don't have anything on us but that.
Then, could I ask you for a favor? In truth, I feel like Albedo is concealing something from myself and Timaeus.
But isn't he your teacher? What would a teacher...
That's true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great secret of alchemy.
Wait, how are you so sure?
Timaeus and I are both passionate researchers of alchemy. If it was
You do have a point.
Could you help me investigate what it is that Albedo's hiding? Please.
What do you think?
Yes! Thank you, thank you.
All right. Let's take a... Albedo!
Why are you here? Are you lost?
No, we're not.
A secret?
Hey, what are you doing? Our mission calls for a delicate approach. Sure, but still.
Actually, you've arrived at just the right moment. I have business with you too, in fact. Here, catch.
Huh? What's this?
As you can see, it is a sword. I did not make the sword. However, I did add some alchemical touches to it. Would you like to try it out? My research indicates that this sword has some unique properties. Only you can use it, but I need to gather data from it quite urgently. So, could I bother you to use it in—
Wait a second. How can there be a sword that only one person...
Very astute of you. This sword has indeed had a curse laid upon it. An ordinary person would be unable to wield it at all. However, you are an exception.
Huh?
Or perhaps I should say that only you are immune to the curse. As such, who could I find to help me if we gain little from saying more? Go f— How about those over there?
Paimon still has a bad feeling about this.
I'm going in!
Loading kiss?
Over here! It's with this brat! Give it back, you thief!
Treasure hoarders? There are treasure hoarders in a place this cold?
Enough talk! Hand it over!
Watch out!
So troublesome!
Shadow Raven!
Like this?
Such a...
Like Royal
That was... The hunter.
Time for retribution! Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Suffocate!
Take two to go!
Now that's rich!
They certainly arrived quickly. Goodness, no.
They seem to have been talking about this sword. What?
Why are you looking at me like that? Of course I didn't steal this sword. Not long ago, the Knights caught a band of treasure hoarders outside the city. The goods they were smuggling were also impounded. This sword was one of those items. We believed it to be stolen plunder, but no one came to claim it. I noticed it quite by chance while in our storehouse. To tell you the truth, such...
You claimed... So, then what happened? You...
Indeed. And I initially intended to perform some experiments on it, but I unexpectedly discovered this ancient-looking weapon once passed through the hands of a now-deceased blacksmith. It is a legendary, magical sword.
A magical sword?
It is said that the smith vanished not long after creating the weapon, with the weapon subsequently becoming lost to time. Working backwards from its eventual fate as plunder, one can guess that it was then stolen by the treasure hoarders, where it remained in obscurity till recently.
The blacksmith who made this weapon disappeared? No wonder it's cursed!
Exactly. Do you know the story of Durin and this mountain? Durin was the black dragon who menaced Mondstadt, before finally being defeated by the combined efforts of Dvalin and the Animo Archon Barbados. After a fierce battle, the vanquished Durin crashed to ruin here, falling into the thick snow. Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. Which leads one to wonder...
Could it really have been intent?
Perhaps this place was chosen as a gravesite precisely so that the snow's power could seal the corrosive toxin coming from Durin's body. It seems plausible that Barbados would think of such a method.
Huh. Was Barbados such a capable god?
Well, these are just my postulations. I don't have any evidence. But what's for certain is that this mountain and Durin are deeply intertwined. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it.
A dragon's remains?
Indeed. The dragon's eyes, claws, and scales, ground into dust before being used to coat the blade. In this way, Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword, and became the source of its power. This is very advanced craftsmanship. I presume that having successfully forged the weapon, the smith must have tried it out themselves in their joy. But using the sword in battle would have allowed the corruption to seep through the blade's handle and into their bodies. Ordinary mortals cannot withstand such power. The blacksmith must then have fled, driven mad by the... You've purified the volunteers before, which is a very rare ability indeed. This ability has protected you from being corrupted or poisoned, and you can completely eliminate their effects, which is why you and only you can properly wield this sword.
Still, this sword really is huge. It's glowing!
As far as I'm concerned, this is where the real experiment begins. This sword is still very weak at present. However, it is able to absorb energy, in some sense. Well then, traveler, I believe that we will soon...
Oz, reveal!
Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun!
Teamwork is strength! Let the show!
Albedo!
You're back.
We've been working hard on the sword.
Indeed. It is as I thought. This sword grows stronger as you use it in battle.
I thought that only applied to people.
And that's precisely what makes it special. Oh, yes. I've investigated the area nearby, and I've discovered some
It's not more thieves, is it? That's true.
I believe that these strange traces require investigation. Whether it be thieves or something else.
looks like more than one person, too. So they have a camp here.
And would be rather convenient to rob adventurers who come up here.
It's survival of the fittest here on this mountain, huh? All that stealing, though, and still everyone... Anyone who caught...
Who's that? Who are these sniveling sneaks snooping around our camp?
Ah! We're busted!
Another test.
By royal decree!
Try. Pick.
Odds revealed by...
Adventure time!
Midnight Phantasm! I'm going in!
Burn.
Odds revealed...
Want a taste of my hammer?
By royal decree...
What are the Fatui doing here? And those treasure hoarders look just as confused as we do, too!
Freshness preserved.
Odds revealed by... I'll protect the Cobra...
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
You can't run. Retribution.
This gives
La la la! Ha ha ha!
no problem. Cooked food. Disgusting.
The Fatui. And they chose to attack us within the treasure hoarders' camp.
But why would they do that? Did you go rile them up while we weren't looking?
Did you?
Maybe it's something we all did then.
I think the Fatui are looking for this sword.
Weren't you keeping the sword super secret?
Perhaps they caught sight of you using it on the mountain. If their eyes are any good, they'll definitely have seen how this sword stands out from the rest.
They really want everything, don't they?
Not quite, no. The Fatui are collecting things related to the Archons. This, I believe, is known to you.
Huh. Now that you mention it, we did hear Master Diluc say that.
Durin is the sworn enemy of the Animo Archon, and had power comparable to his. To say that it could rival the Archons, or was related to them, neither is an over...
So that's how it is.
I made a new discovery while sketching nearby. There's an area up ahead that's quite remarkable. Nearby monsters have been attracted to it and have fallen under its...
That seems convenient. Well, we're here to help this...
Precisely my intention.
Oz, reveal thyself! Wings of darkness! Teamwork is dreamwork!
So how did it feel?
I have a hypothesis concerning this. Each time the sword absorbs power from the bodies of fallen enemies, it will resonate with Durin's remains, hidden somewhere on...
Holy moly, that...
If my theory proves correct, this could mean that all the monsters here... I fear this may have to do with the origin of these... Durin is no ordinary beast. Even though it is long dead, the entire mountain is still held in thrall by its corpse. The dragon's mysterious power... We still don't have enough information.
Guess story times become work.
I have some research work that...
Retribution!
Let's dance! By royal decree...
Breathe that tingle! Time for retribution! I got careless.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
That tingle?
I summon...
No rest for the...
Everybody stand back!
Verdict is...
Should replace one.
By...
Adventure time!
By royal decree.
As you wish, me. Learning this?
Oz, reveal thyself. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Time for retribution!
By royal decree.
As you wish, me. Burn!
By royal decree.
Should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next.